Hello, Michigan gardeners. This is Doug at Bozzard Family Farm, just outside of Marshall, Michigan on Verona Road. I'm doing a few jobs out in the field today, one of which is removing the blossoms from the new strawberry plants. Over here, the established mature strawberry plants, and there's still some blossoms there, and there's quite a bit of fruit that's starting to form. But these two rows of black plastic have the new strawberries that I planted in early May. And they're starting to send out blossoms. We really want to remove those blossoms to encourage the plant to put its energy into producing those runners that we want. And when it's produced a few of the runners, which almost look like arms with another a branch with another strawberry plant at the end, we'll end up removing this black plastic and setting those runners into the dirt, and they'll form another strawberry plant. And that's what you call a matted row. So this whole row should be filled by the end of the summer if things go well. But right now, as you can see, sometimes there's a plant with a blossom that hasn't opened yet. I'm just going to remove that. And then sometimes there's a plant that has a strawberry blossom out. And I'm going to remove that. And while I'm out here, I'm going to weed around the plants too, because there's mostly purslane growing in there, but I'd like to get that out of there. And so I'll just continue down the row, the two rows, and remove the flowers and encourage the plant to grow more runners and produce more plants so that we can set those into the dirt and remove the black plastic in the process. The other project I'm working on is the cut flowers, which are right next to these strawberries. This is a row of snapdragons, and you can see I've put stakes all on the left side, and I'm partway down the right side. And I was just going to show you the staking process. These stakes that we pound in, just use a sledgehammer. They're roughly 3 foot tall, and then what I do is take tomato twine, which is readily available, and I do a couple of tyings. This tying right now is probably 4, 5, 6 inches above the ground, and that will help corral in these branches and support them so when it gets windy they don't break, and they have some support. So I've gone down that far, but I'm going to continue all the way down this side with the twine, and then all the way around on the other side also, to give them kind of like a pen with some support so that they don't flop over. When they get a little taller, I'll probably tie again another 5 or 6 inches above this one and keep them supported throughout the summer. The next thing is the calendula. This is really an amazing plant. I should be cutting that and getting it up to the farm stand for people. It's a very pretty flower, quite long lasting in a vase, but it's an edible flower. It also went through all the frosts and freezes, every one of them, even the 25-degree nights we had back in late April. So if you're looking for a plant that really can withstand the cold, this is it. Now, it's not going to look like much later in the summer because it gets tired, but it often sets seed, and you get some more calendula for the fall. And then the next one you can see is the sweet peas, and they have begun to climb up the support that I gave them, the twining that I put there. Sometimes I'll have to go through and kind of push one in place, get it twisted around a little bit, but you can see this one has grabbed on to the twining there, and it'll pull itself up. So they're pretty resilient and tough. Over beyond the sweet peas, we've done quite a bit of planting for the cut flowers for this summer. This first planting is a tall ageratum. We have some timeless in there, and we have some blue horizon. And as you look up that row, this row is complete. We've got lisianthus, we've got straw flower, dianthus, all kinds of things. And then in the next row, which is about 2/3 complete, the first probably third of it is celosia. I decided to go a lot with the celosia flowers this summer. They make an excellent dried flower as well as a great plant or great flower for fresh bouquets also. The next row will be Zinnias and Cosmos. That's still blank. It's warm enough now, I think. We finally got through the last of that cold weather. And then on the other side of this lane, I planted almost the entire row in dahlias. So you can see the dahlias are starting. They are a tuber, so kind of like a potato. You plant them under the ground and then they start to send up growth. And once they've really started to send up growth, we'll have to start giving them water because they are a very water needy plant once they're growing. But don't do it until they're really growing well. I've had my fair share of non-success when I water them too early and I rot the tubers. So that's that row, and there's some glads at the end of that. Should be picking strawberries in a few days. I got a half of a quart today. not too much. That got eaten fairly quickly by the family. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. But I would guess by the 3rd or 4th, we'll be starting to pick strawberries. So if you like strawberries, come on out and see us. But it might be a good idea to check our Facebook page, Bossy Family Farm Facebook, and see what the status is before you drive out to pick up some strawberries. Again, we don't do you pick strawberries. We pick the strawberries and sell them. But we can make some recommendations for you pick if that's something that you really want to do. But we don't have the quantity to do that like we did many years ago. All right, that's it for this video, and I'll be posting something next week on other things that I'm working on here on the farm. But if you've got strawberries, get out there and get those blossoms off. Those plants will put more energy into becoming a bigger and better plant for you. Thanks, bye.